In today's episode, we're going to look at the top 5 dropped plot points or missed opportunities in the Knights of the Eternal Throne chapter stories. Hey everyone, this is Doug Jankowski, and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5, well, what I consider the top 5 dropped plot points and or missed opportunities from the Knights of the Eternal Throne storyline. Now these are not going to be in any particular order, but these are just 5 things I think that could have made Knights of the Eternal Throne so much better than it actually was. It started off very promising. It was a very interesting story. It introduced some really interesting elements that I think really could have gone far, but for a variety of reasons, they just seem to have either dropped the plot points or just never really engaged with the content the way they could have. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those elements that I think, had they changed, could have made the Knights of the Eternal Throne way better. So first is, they didn't really do anything with the Alliance influence. So to let you know what I'm talking about, if you go to the Companions and Contacts menu, you've got your Alliance alerts, and if you scroll down, you have your Alliance specialists, and with each of these you will be able to build influence with them up to rank 20. Really all this gave you is that when you got to rank 20 you got a special speeder mount. That's really it. Now they started off early on that you had to get to a certain level to unlock some of the Alliance alerts, but I don't know, for whatever reason they dropped that and made it so that you just got the Alliance alerts. You didn't have to do anything special with them. So that could have been something that would have been very cool if they had just kind of opened up more things for you as you built influence with your different specialists. Now, I don't really have anything specific I was looking for, but it just seems like that was a missed opportunity. You went and collected all of these, the chests. If I've got a few in my thing, you still get them. Your locked supply crates that you can then turn into your specialists. You get various things from them as a reward for bringing it to them. Some money, some unique armor and stuff like that. Well, I don't know how unique the armor is, but some pieces of armor, some companion gifts occasionally. But that's about it. You don't really get much story built into it, or really any extras along that line. And I really think they could have done a lot with that had they gone that route. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing that I think they missed here. And this is a plot point that comes up multiple times. It's actually a really big part of one of the chapters, is the Scions. The Scions are supposed to, they're the second order of Force users on Zakul, and you've got this whole plot point about how they, that they've been targeted by Arkan's forces, and that they're just, they mostly killed off, and you go through this test with them, and then they're going to help you out in exchange for your support, I guess. Well, that plot point is really pretty quickly just dropped. You do see them again, but there's not really anything to your next meeting. You don't, they don't like show up and give you a lot of support. They just kind of every once in a while show up and say, oh yeah, you got to beat these gods in the machine or whatever. I mean, they're really not involved in the main plot of Zakul at all after you kind of have that showdown with them. or the test with them. I shouldn't say it's a show. It's not really a showdown. That would imply more than actually did happen with them. But it was just a plot point they kind of dropped and, just went nowhere. So I'd like to have seen something come of that. All right, the next thing that I think was something they missed out on. And this is a missed opportunity more than a dropped plot point or anything. And that is that you didn't get any daily areas on the new planets that you explored during the course of the story. Specifically, Zakul itself, and or Darvanis, which is where you meet your Mandalorian allies. So you don't really get anything from that whole encounter. You can go back there and finish, redo the chapters and stuff like that. But ultimately, they didn't do anything with that, and they waited all the way until Iokath before you got any new daily areas. And I think that was a missed opportunity because daily areas we really hadn't gotten for a long time. We didn't get, Yavin was the last one we got. Here I am on Yavin. So otherwise we've gotten, thin pickings on the daily area. So I would have liked to seen that, especially on Darvanis. I think that would have been really cool. It's a cool planet. So it had the opportunity, it had the potential to be so much more than just because it was open world. So you could encounter other people, but you had to redo the chapter to redo the encounters that were on that planet. So if you didn't want to redo the chapter, you weren't going to get very far as the doing any missions on Darvanis. So if you wanted to mine the resources there, you had to kind of just go wander around and kill things. You didn't really have any story reason or any, I don't want to say story reason, just any kind of set missions or anything like that it was going to get you. So that was a missed opportunity more than a missing plot point or anything like that. So, all right, let's go ahead and go on to the next one. The next one is your new weapon. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my inventory. I'll let Lana finish this guy off. I think I still carry mine around. Well, let's see. Maybe not. No, I got rid of it because it's useless. During the course of this story, you meet Satil and Darth Mar, and you have to craft a new weapon in order to stand against Archon. And not only does that weapon do you no good beyond Archon, so you never can use it otherwise. It's a tool for fighting Archon, but otherwise it's unusable. But even in that fight against Archon, it's essentially worthless. You don't need it to win that fight. It's just a cool little bonus. And yeah, I've many times done that fight and forgot I even had the special power with the weapon. I just did the little shield thing and stuff. So that was, in my opinion, a real missed opportunity because you spent all that time creating the weapon, going through that. And I liked the storyline with Satil and Darth Mar. I thought it was interesting. And the concept of having to make a new weapon is cool. They just didn't do anything with it afterwards. So again, I think a missed opportunity or dropped plot point. I don't know if you were supposed to be able to do anything else with it, but nonetheless, you weren't able to do anything else with it. So, all right, and that leaves me to what I think is the last missed opportunity from Knights of the Eternal Throne, and that is we didn't get a stronghold on Odessen. Making the Alliance base a stronghold that you could decorate would have been awesome. It would have been a great way to make the Alliance feel more personal It would have, one of the big complaints about all the new content is that it's just, it's the same thing character after character. There's nothing, there's nothing unique about it. And like strongholds are decorated the same for each character, but it would have been nice to be able to have that little extra that's one of your characters are like, yeah, this is my stronghold. I'm going to run around and decorate this the way I want it. So, I thought that was something that could have been very cool had they taken the time. I like all the strongholds we've got, but I think the Alliance base would have been a step above really any of the other strongholds we have. It would have been far more impressive than the Yavin stronghold. I would have liked it more than Manon. I mean, I like the Manon stronghold. It's cool. It's got some unique characteristics, but it really the idea of having an Alliance base that I could decorate and you really just do whatever I want to make it look like. Is it more Sithy? Is it more Jedi? Is it is it a smuggler base that's got all of the the gaming stuff and whatnot? That all could have really made that that base way cooler and way more individualized. That's all I'm saying. So I think that was a missed opportunity. But anyways, that's my list of either dropped plot points or missed opportunities from the Knights of the Eternal Throne storylines. What I'm going to do next time, I believe, is I'm going to make a list of what I think are the dropped plot points dropped plot points or missed opportunities with the Knights of the Fallen Empire storyline. So we'll take a look at that and look at what could have been done there, what could have been with those stories, with those chapters. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. If you would, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, share with a friend, and check out those links down below to support the channel. We got a Patreon page. We've got an Amazon affiliate link, as well as a Teespring store where you can buy some cool t-shirts. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I hope you enjoy playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and may the Force be with you.